Hello and welcome back to Take Refuge 3D with me, Peter. And today's video, it will be beginner friendly, and we're going to build something a little bit like this kind of hexy sphere that you can see in front of you. Now, we can use Plasticity's inbuilt tools for curves and solid modeling to build something like this very easily, even though it's quite a complex shape. So it requires a little bit of forethought. But apart from that, we'll crack straight into it. So over in Plasticity, I have made a few of these already. So I made this one here. Okay. And the one that you saw before is this one here. And we've got screencast keys on for the tutorial as well. And I made another small simple one. So I don't know what these are, like space stations or secret cubes or something like that. So let's crack into it. And just before we do, I am a Plasticity affiliate, and you can use the code REFUGE10 to get a 10% discount off any Plasticity license at checkout. So links in the description. All right, so we start by grabbing a simple polygon, a regular polygon over there, and we're in top mode by pressing 7 to go into top mode. So in top mode, front, top, you want to go to the origin and pull this out and press Y to constrain it to the Y axis. We'll just tab once and type in 35 on our numpad just to give that a shape. Then we want to grab the polygon again, and we want to put it to the midpoint on this curve. Okay, we want to hold down shift and roll up once and get this point of it and bring it right down to about, I would say about 80 or 90%. Okay, and then we can right click, we can press G on our keyboard, and if you look down here, you got all these context options, and then we press V for pivot. Okay, and we choose this pivot point, and then we press GG, and by holding down control we can lock it to the center of that. Okay, and then what we can then do, if you just want to see, is we use the radial array. And if this isn't already set to 5, you can hold down shift and scroll your wheel to get it to 5. So we've got all of those like that, but we'll just go back a step, right? Maybe we can even scale this up a little bit bigger. So let's go scale V from that point and just scale that up to maybe like that. And then what we want to do is press R for rotate, V for pivot. And then while we're on the pivot, we grab this blue handle here. And while we're pulling it up, press tab, and it'll go into this box over here, and you can type in 45. Okay. Now, just to check that they're not going to overlap or anything like that, that looks fine to me. Okay. I'll press escape because we want to do this one more time. So we go G, V, lock it to that, GG, hold down control. Okay, we need to duplicate it first. Okay, G, V, lock it to that pivot, GG, and then we can rotate this on the pivot while we're still holding our mouse button down, press tab and 45. Okay, so now we've got this shape here. You can kind of see what's about to happen. Okay, so what we then want to do is rotate these around like so, and we've got this kind of starting to get this kind of honeycomb shape. Press 2 on our keyboard, select all of them, and go to F, PATCH, patch. I've got it set to Alt F. You might have it set to a different shortcut on your keyboard, but you're going to use this a lot, so I would definitely set that to a option on your keyboard. Now I'm going to go out of this matte cap and use one that's slightly better for modeling, the original one. All right, and we can just hide these curves now. Just select them all and press H. Okay, so now what I actually want to do is I want to delete all but one of these, and then we can select this and we can press Control R, and you'll see this line comes up. If it's vertical, press tab and then just lock it to the middle of that. Press 3 on our keyboard, or you can click up here, choose this and press Shift X to delete that face. Going into 4 mode to select that, to body mode, and we can select all of these. Okay, and now we've got half of our object. Now we just want to drag across and select all of these and press J, and now we've got a single sheet. Now I am going to use X NURBS for this because it's a little bit easier. So, but what you really just want to build there is a center plane, okay, because we're going to delete this anyway. I'll just use X NURBS because it's a little bit easier. And then we can just mirror that up like that. Alt X mirror. Okay. And you're starting to see that we're starting to build our shape up. So that's really great. What we can do is we can join these two together. And then you go into your F menu and type RED, and we can delete the redundant topology. Okay, so look, it still looks like a bit like dog crap, but this is part of like the whole trust the process. So I'm going to grab a bridge curve from here because I find out it's a little bit easier, and just press tab twice till it's flat. Okay, and then we can just radial array that one around as well. Now you may want to do some different things here. This is where you can start to get a little bit creative. But let's actually bring a line down here from this point to the center of this. Oh, we'll just go back a couple of steps. Bring a line from this. We'll start it from the center of this curve to that edge there. Then we'll get rid of this. We're going to make 2 more lines, one like that, and make sure it's touching the point, and one like that. Okay, so we'll go like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can patch that in. Okay, or you can use X NURBS or whatever, but we can just patch these in. It won't patch on that side. So what you can do is you can choose these 3, Shift D, choose that one, join them all together, and then you should be able to patch that one in like that. Okay, so you don't need to use X NURBS for this kind of thing, but it is a little bit quicker. Okay, so now we've got these 2. We're going to press Alt J to separate it from the object. So now it's we want to go into 3, and we want to Alt J that one as well, and then we just join these 2 together. Okay, and then we can just radial array those around as well, and then we can one by one select that, hit J, select that, hit J. Sometimes you can select everything and hit J. We'll get rid of all of these curves as well. We can actually just delete those now. Sometimes you can select J, you can select everything and hit J, and that works that time. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't. Okay, so the next thing that we will do is we will mirror it back down. Okay, and we're starting to get more of a shape. Let's see if we can bring a line across here. It's not going to like, yeah, it didn't like it, so I'm going to use the bridge curve again. So from there to there, and then just press tab twice. Okay, now select all of these edges and try to patch. So you can patch that in. Okay, and then we want to just Alt J. Okay, and we can select that out, delete that curve, and then we can radial array this around as well. So that's how you would do it in the Indie license. Okay, if you're using I'll just go back a few steps. Okay, if you're using the Studio license, you can just X NURBS it straight in and then join it like that. Okay, so you don't actually need to do the whole process of joining it and then unjoining it. And did that let us join these things together? No, it did not. So we're just going to select them one by one and press J each time to join. And we've got one more there. What is this here? Over here. Okay, so we can get rid of these curves and we can mirror this down. So really, we've got our object. That is the object, and then the rest is just solid modeling. So you can start to inset some of these faces, and you might get troubles from time to time, and there's different ways to troubleshoot this. So if you see redundant topology as well, you can get rid of the redundant topology, and that just makes the selection. By the way, holding down Control, Shift and Alt at all the times, you can do the edge ring. I know I mention that in just about every video, but so many people don't do it. I see them selecting edges one by one. And then you can just work on one side, because we're mirroring this over, so we can try and select these. We don't need to do the top and the bottom. And what we can try to do is we can try to offset this, but that might not work. So what you might wish to do is offset one at a time. And if you can't offset, just duplicate it, scale it down, right? And then we can thicken it. You can see that's there in X-ray mode. Select the thickened object, and then you can bring it around the center. Select the main body, press Q. Hang on. Select the main body, press Q, W, and that might be, what have I done? Okay, so this is troubleshooting 101. So let's make that a shift space to make a temporary construction plane. We'll make a construction plane. We'll select that, we'll press G, we'll pull it out slightly. Okay, and then we'll rotate it around that, and we'll try and get rid of our construction plane, select our big object Q, and then we can select the rest of those. Okay, so we've done those ones. We can try these ones now, offsetting them. Nice and easy in that case. And finally these ones. I think something about this edge here doesn't like these ones. This is all the sort of things that you kind of pick up after using plasticity for a period of time. Doesn't like this one either, so we'll do the same method again. So we're going to we'll make that a temporary construction plane, custom plane 2, double click it. Alright, we'll go Shift D, scale it down a bit, drag it out, and we'll just thicken that in. Don't know how far we want to thicken this one in. Okay, and then we will Alt Z to go back out of X-ray mode, get rid of our custom plane, and go into top mode, make sure we're getting the right center, and we can select that and we can get rid of all of those. And then these ones we should just be able to inset. Okay, and this is just really simple stuff, but getting the shape, the actual shape, is the hard part. You got to think about the shape that you want from the beginning. And so now we've got this. So what we'll do is we'll make that a construction plane. Actually, we should be in the middle. We're not in the middle. So let's see if we can drag that object now into the center. And we should be able to mirror that on itself now. Okay, that's awesome. So I'm just going to do what I did before. Did I mirror that wrong? I'm going to do what I did before. Okay, let's delete the redundant topology. So you see there, this line, we should be able to delete that. Oh no, it seems to be part of it. And it's all looking still a little bit janky, but once we start to add a little bit of curvature to this, it's going to look nice and dandy. And I think maybe I got all of them. Alrighty. And this is where we need to do select edges, and it's quite tedious, to be honest. So I would hope that future versions of Plasticity have slightly more complex selection functionality like Blender does. And then we can chamfers or fillets. I think chamfers in this case. And we didn't use any surfacing or CVs or anything like that. And anyway, so that's, you kind of get the picture. I won't go and just detail this whole thing because I've already made about 3 of them, but you get the picture. So you can make stuff really easily like that, and this is really cool for, I don't know, like VFX and like sci-fi and these kind of things. I think like some of the, you know, like the bots out of Final Fantasy 7, all the different Final Fantasy 7 games, like some of the more circular mechs have bodies with like these hexagonal sphere type things. So I'll leave that one. Don't forget, 10% discount off Plasticity, and you can also get my plugins. Links will also be in the description. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next one. Tschüss!